Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about my experience taking the cosmetology test. So I know a lot of people don't know, but I took the cosmetology program about 4 years ago, and I recently decided I wanted to take the actual test to get my license. So the whole process was just like really chaos, and I had to basically go back to my school and ask for my proof of training because I didn't have it, and it was about like 4 years ago that I had went to school. So I had to do that, and then I had to apply for the test. And when I applied, I had to pay about 100 and something. It's different in each state because like they have their own regulations and stuff like that. So I had to pay 100 and something, and then after that I had to wait for my test date. And in the meantime, I went to some of my teachers and asked them for notes and like any pointers that they can give me in order for me to be prepared for the test. And then I got a letter from State Board saying that they didn't receive my proof of training, so I had to go back to my school again and mail it out in like an actual copy of it, because now they're having us do it in the computer. So like you'll submit your application in the computer. So I basically asked them to make me a copy of the proof of training so that way I can send it to them through mail. Maybe then they would receive it. And I want to say about 3 weeks later I got my test date. I was panicking because I was like, oh my god, I don't even know how I'm gonna pass this test. Like I haven't been doing hair, and also like I forgot a lot of the things I had learned. I was panicking because I was like, oh my god, I don't even have money to pay for the kit, and the kits, they're pretty pricey. They're like a little bit over $100. I paid about $200 just because I had to buy a mannequin, I had to buy a hand with like the nail tips on it, and then I had to buy a tripod, and it all came about to be $200. And then I didn't know how I was gonna pay for it, so I talked about it with my fiance, and I was like, hey, you know, I know we have money put aside for the wedding, but I was like telling him about how I was panicking, and I didn't want to just take the money without like asking for it. We talked about it, and then he agreed. He's like, just take it, and then we'll just replace it back when we get the chance. And my dad basically paid for my cosmetology course, and he like supported me all through it. Like he was always buying me uniform, buying me this, buying me that. We had to buy all kinds of stuff for that class, and it came out to be about like $4,000 at the end. So I was really happy that he actually helped me, and he was able to like pay for it. I went to go buy the kit. It was about a week before I had to take the test, and I went to like 2 demos to be able to like see exactly how the practical part had to go. And when Monday came, I was so nervous. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning to beat my face, you know, because I didn't want to come out ugly in the picture. Even though it's black and white, I still wanted them to be able to see a little bit, you know. So anyways, I woke up at 4:30, left about 5:30, and I got there at like 6:30. On my admissions, because they send you an admissions letter that you have to take with you for the test. So like I want to say 2 weeks before, I noticed that on the letter I was only scheduled for the practical part of the test. I called this company called PSI, and they basically scheduled the test for me because State Board was like, you know, we don't schedule the written part, it's another company. So I had to call PSI, and then afterwards they told me, yeah, you're scheduled at 12:15 to take the test. And I'm like, well, why didn't anybody tell me, you know? And it was just all over the place. And then after that, when I got to State Board, I just went in. They checked my admissions letter, they checked my ID, and then after that we waited in a room. It's called an orientation room. Teachers, the proctors, came to get us, and they walked us to our room, and then we did the practical part. I messed up so many times during the practical. Like when I was doing the curls, they wouldn't even stay on the mannequin. We had to do on base curls, basically 2 on top and 2 on the side. Those curls would not stay for anything. The hair just flopped down on the mannequin's face, and I was just so embarrassed the whole time. I tried so much, though, so like hard to make them stay, and she kept like rushing us. Like I felt like the timer wouldn't even go off. She would just like be like, okay, moving on. And I'm like, wait, but I wasn't done. Like and then afterwards we had to do haircut. And okay, when I was doing that haircut, I forgot to palm the shears and face the razor away. I would catch myself, but I'm not sure if the proctor wasn't like looking or not, but I was just like, oh my god, I forgot to do it. And then I would just like correct myself as I'm going. And then afterwards we did the virgin hair relaxer, and then we also did like a color retouch, and I kind of mixed both of those two. So basically what I had to do on the retouch was just put the retouch tint on 1 inch on the scalp, just 1 inch of new growth basically, and I accidentally put it all through, and I left the ends out. And in the virgin hair relaxer, I didn't put it on the roots. I kind of just left it off the roots and left 1 inch off the ends, and then I just scissored it. And she was just like, she went around to like check us, and then she was like, okay, thank you, and then she would just walk away, and she'll have her little tally mark and stuff. And I was like, oh my god, I did it wrong. After that is when because she went one by one, so then I realized that I did it wrong. But I just kept going, and in my head I kept telling myself, you're gonna pass, you're gonna pass, it's gonna be okay, you're gonna pass. And then afterwards she had us do the perms. Wait, I think the perms was before. I don't remember when the perm part came out, but after that she had us do perms, and then she would go around and like say, show me your saturation, whatever. And then my perm rods were not stained for anything. And then when I was putting them on, one end of the perm rod just flew off, and I was just like, oh my god. And I didn't even see where it flew off, so I couldn't even go pick it up, and I was so embarrassed because I know she heard it fall. And then after that we did the hand. Like at the end we did the hand, and I don't know what I was thinking, but like the hand was facing away from me when I was doing it, and she was looking at me, and I was like, why is she looking at me? And I didn't understand until afterwards. I was like, oh crap, it's supposed to be facing towards me. I swear to god, if I don't pass, I'm gonna be so mad. And when she gave us a break in between, and I was talking to that lady, and she was like, I don't know what she's talking about, like I've took this test 5 times already, like this and that. And I was like, well, why don't you get a translator, you know, like you can get like interpreter. She's like, I didn't know I could do that. I'm like, yeah, you can. And afterwards they had us, when we did the practical part, they had us go take our kids to our cars, and then we came back upstairs. We had our IDs with us again, and they gave you, basically went in one by one so they can check you in to take the written part. So they took my fingerprint, I signed the paper, and they took a picture of me, and then we went into the room where you take the written part, because they give you about 8 bonus questions just so you can like take the, when you're taking the test and you miss a few, you have some to back you up. So I was like, I hope I don't miss so many, like the bonus questions have to like help me. And then after that I finished the test, I came out, I waited for my result, they gave me my license. I was so surprised because I was like, oh my god, I messed up so many times in the practical part, but oh my god, I'm so happy that I did. And I have my license now, so I can like open more doors for myself, and also like maybe I can be an assistant like to someone. That way I can like learn a little bit more, and maybe like later on start doing hair. But the main reason why I got it was because, I mean, I did the whole program. 1600 hours were forever. It was like the longest class ever, and I basically dedicated my whole life to it. I had to be in that class from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. I'm like, if I don't get this license, then I'm just gonna be mad at myself. So yeah, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this kind of helps you out to maybe like, if you're feeling unsure, like, oh my god, am I gonna pass this or not, you'll be fine. Like if I didn't, you can do it too, because honestly I had no idea what I was doing. I kind of like, in the demos I just took notes and stuff, but I didn't know how to actually do it until I kind of just threw myself out there, and I'm like, you know what, whatever happens happens. Just keep telling yourself you're gonna pass, you're gonna pass, you're gonna pass, and you'll be fine. I promise you. And And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and please like and subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys so much for watching.